I'd like to invite Honorable John Rwangombwa, the Governor of the National Bank of Rwanda, to come to the stage. He will be accompanied by Mrs. Lobna Helal, the Deputy Governor, Central Bank of Egypt, on behalf of His Excellency Mr. Tariq Amer, the Governor of the Central Bank of Egypt, the Chair of the AFI Board, and Dr. Alfred Hanning, who is the Executive Director of AFI. Honorable John Rwangombwa will be giving us his closing remarks first. You're welcome.
Thank you, MC. Fellow members of Parliament, AFI Board Chair and the Executive Director, fellow governors, deputy governors, heads of institutions and representatives, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. As we come to the conclusion of the 2019 EGPF, allow me to thank you all for actively and constructively participating in the different discussions held throughout the week. It has been a great knowledge-sharing experience, and I hope we are all inspired and will aspire to deliver more on the financial inclusion journeys of our respective countries. I would also like to appreciate everyone's efforts in advocating for financial inclusion for all, and particularly the disadvantaged and the minority groups. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate the new members who made commitments under the Maya Declaration, and I hope that within the next few years, all members will have made their commitments. Let me also appreciate the great initiative by AFI of naming and awarding gender inclusion ambassadors. We are honored as the National Bank of Rwanda to be among the first cohort of these ambassadors. I assure you that gender inclusion remains top on our agenda as we strive to bring all Rwandans outside the financial exclusion. As we all know, financial inclusion is a win-win situation to providers and receivers. For providers, they benefit from increased clientele, which ultimately increases profitability, while for receivers, their wealth and welfare improves. Happy that financial institutions have continued to bring on the market innovative products that appeal to the needs of the financially underserved. Inspired by this year's theme, using technology for women, for inclusion of women and youth, technology such as mobile money has been a game changer in the emerging economies. It has and will continue to help financial service providers reach the mass unserved women and youth, regardless of their location, age, and other social characteristics. The Kigali Statement has come up with important recommendations which need to be implemented and in an effective and timely manner. Distinguished delegates, let me conclude my remarks by sincerely thanking everyone that played a role in making this 2019 GPF a success. Special thanks to the organizing committee led by AFI and BNR team. Without your dedication and commitment, this conference wouldn't have been a success. Our Master of Ceremonies, thank you for a job well done. I also want to thank the management and staff of the Kigali Convention Center, the translators, and all service providers that have greatly contributed to the success of this conference. It has been a very busy week, and I think many of you didn't get the opportunity to enjoy many the many attractions Kigali has to offer. You are always welcome to come back as a private visitor, as a tourist, to enjoy the good things Rwanda has to offer. And as you know, Rwanda is among the top tourist destinations across the world. We have enjoyed hosting you, and I hope you enjoyed our hospitality. But time have come to say au revoir, goodbye. I wish you safe travels back to your capitals, and I thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Honorable John Rwangombwa. Let us receive Mrs. Lobna Helal, the Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Egypt, to also give her closing remarks.
Your Excellency, Governor of the National Bank of Rwanda, esteemed members of the AFI Board of Directors, Dr. Hanning, Executive Director of the Alliance, Your Excellencies, Honorable Governors and Deputy Governors, fellow members of the AFI Network, AFI partners, ladies and gentlemen. What an insightful 2 days. To our host, the National Bank of Rwanda, thank you for having us in your beautiful country and for the great hospitality demonstrated by everyone throughout the forum. To AFI management, unit, and staff, thank you for once again exceeding our expectations and for the great efforts made to make this forum successful. Thank you for the audience, who look very tired now, so I think we owe ourselves a round of applause. AFI 11's annual GPF is now coming officially to an end, but I am positive that the work done over the past few days has given us another batch of knowledge, network connections, and learnings that will prove instrumental in further achieving our collective objectives. Whether the hard work of the working group members, the ever so engaging panels and breakout sessions, which addressed cross-cutting topics from financial inclusion, addressing the gender gap, innovative regulatory frameworks, and the importance of digitization in achieving our objectives, or the truly inspirational financial inclusion journey of Rwanda, of which I would really like to extend my congratulations and best wishes for getting your 100% full inclusion in the near future. Building on this momentum and in the spirit of the Kigali Statement, which represents our collective commitment to accelerate the achievements of our financial inclusion targets and leave no one behind, AFI continues to expand its horizon and challenge itself and its members to address critical issues and working better together, all of us together, to find appropriate solutions that can be adopted for implementation by various nations within the network. This GPF has also marked a number of firsts. The establishment of the first policy models by AFI working groups, the e-money and data core set policy models, the introduction of AFI gender ambassadors, and the first inclusive green finance working group meeting, and the announcement of AFI's new strategic partnerships. So it's another successful conclusion to the 11th GPF. To conclude, I would like to thank again our host, National Bank of Rwanda, for their warm hospitality, and I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank whoever country is going to be awarded the next GPF to host the event next year. I wish them the best of luck and looking forward to more and more successful GPF conclusions. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we draw close to the end of this ceremony, I would like to invite the AFI team to bring the gong back to the stage, where it started on the first day of this conference. Thank you. With that done, I would like to invite Dr. Alfred Hanning, the Executive Director of AFI, to give us his closing remarks. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Governor John Rangomwa, Deputy Governor Lobna Helal, dear members and partners. Let me keep that part short. I would like to start off with an apology, Governor. This morning when I came up to inaugurate the ceremony for the ambassadors, I actually forgot to extend special appreciation for last night's event because it was a great gala dinner, and during that dinner I got the feeling, and I wanted to tell you that John Rangomwa is capable of many things, but he also can throw parties. That was for sure. Now, I also, I made an opening remark, and there were a couple of pictures, and I felt perhaps I owe you a few clarifications. No? Number one, the 29-year-old colleague who I mentioned, whose name is Ashton, he can also identify himself. He is in the room because if you want to talk to someone who thinks that the digital monopoly is not sophisticated enough, he is perhaps the person to talk to. So he's here, Ashton. Yeah? Thank you. Then the other picture you saw, the little girl. I mean, to be just clear, her name is Alma, and she's not my granddaughter, she's my daughter. Yeah? Just wanted to make that. But I take from this the appreciation that apparently growing mature is also appreciated by some of you. So thank you very much for that. Now, let me just give you a few facts and figures. Highlights. Number one, I want to mention we had a total registered participants of 912. We had 456 registered members, out of which 192 were female and 264 were male. So that's still some work to do, but we are getting there. Numbers of institutions represented from the members is 69 and countries 59. Then the participation breakdown by region: from Africa 254, Pacific 28, Asia 62, Latin America 39, Eastern Europe 26, and MENA region 47. So this is the breakdown, just for your information. Well, yeah, it's over when it's over. So we are not there yet, and we haven't rung the gong. I mean, there will be another event tonight, and I would like maybe to share a little anecdote with you on that one, because when we came here on Monday, my office manager, Paula, who is also in charge of the award night, she was very sad because we couldn't have the award outside. There was a very nice venue, and apparently our Rwandan colleagues told her it will rain. Yes, that was on Monday, right? But there was no rain the whole week. But tonight there is indeed rain, and it's quite a lot of rain. Now the anecdote, and this is a funny thing for me, I used to work in Uganda for a couple of years with the Bank of Uganda, and it was interesting. It was raining quite often, but I never could tell. But when I asked any Ugandan, they would look into the sky, and the sky would look always the same. And they would say, "No, it's not raining." Or he or she would say, "It's going to rain." And an hour later, it would be raining, or it wouldn't rain. So I wonder what that capacity is to foresee that the rain would come, but apparently you were very well advised to stay indoors, and we're looking forward to the award night. Now this Kigali meeting came, of course, with a couple of very good results. We had the Kigali statement. The reason why I forgot to appreciate Governor's gala dinner last night was simply because I was so taken by the Maya commitments that we saw in the morning that we indeed made it to cross the threshold of the 70 that I forgot. And I think this is really a big success that we got 71 with Uzbekistan, the last country for now to join us. This is really great. I think we also have formulated a couple of priorities around youth financial inclusion, for example. I think that came out very clearly, and I think we will have to find ways to integrate this into our work streams. We also felt there is a need to collect better data, and extensive diagnostics need to be done to better understand the financial needs and the behavior of the youth segment. So I think that has been made very clear during the forum. There is one outcome, and I'm switching now to this device here because things are popping in at this very moment. I think participants also voiced the consensus, 70% of the participants, that a globally coordinated regulatory framework is required for regulating virtual assets, and that AFI can play a key role in building regulators' capacity to understand the policy and the implications of distributed ledger technologies which hold promise for financial inclusion in the areas we are interested in, cross-border, social payments, and so forth. So this is an interesting vote by the members I wanted to share with you. And I think we also saw AFI's first ever FinTech showcase with 10 leading global innovators presenting their innovations, and tonight at the awards dinner we will know who the winners are. A couple of topics. ECAPI, I think it was very clear that ECAPI's members wanted to reaffirm their commitment for regional topics to focus on DFS, market conduct, regulation, and supervision. At the Asian Roundtable, there was a strong focus on measurement and evaluations of the digital and financial literacy programs. We're going to see a few activities there. And there was also a key conclusion from that roundtable I wanted to share with you, and that was that an ecosystem approach can enhance digital literacy programs in countries, and with focus on partnerships between private, public sector, and various stakeholders involved in the ecosystem. That can help to engage, empower, and build effective financial literacy programs for individuals and MSMEs. So that was a conclusion, to go for an ecosystem approach at that roundtable. Pacific Island, you're aware that we launched regulatory sandbox for the region and the implementation of the same. The working groups appointed new leadership and the endorsement of several knowledge products, and we are happy to report that we received interest for hosting working group meetings in 2020 from the Reserve Bank of Vanuatu, from the Central Bank of El Salvador, and from the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. And we had a discussion around inclusive green finance, which I think made very clear that there is concern. There's a time horizon, and apparently we also have choices to address these issues. Gender and inclusive finance. I think many of us are concerned that the gender gap is so stubborn, and it continues to be an important topic because the countries are really losing out the economic opportunities as long as we don't tap into this potential of women. On the FDP, I think we got a very good panel here, and I think it's a very relevant topic. And I just want to share with you one view, which is even a little bit political, but I want to share with you. In some of the European countries, you know that there is a certain position towards the refugees. I mean, you realize that even in my own country. And there are sometimes people who are reluctant or afraid, but they have never seen a refugee with their own eyes in their life, no? But it's there, no? But then we have countries like Jordan, where you have 9 million Jordanians and 1 million refugees. And I haven't heard a complaint. I think that's an interesting issue. And I even note that, for example, in Jordan, the teachers, they are going through night shifts to teach the kids of the refugees. And as I said, I don't hear many complaints. So that's an interesting thing. And I think it speaks also for the commitment that we have in the network. I really like that. I would emphasize that this has been a very successful forum. And every forum is different, Governor. No? This forum was cozy. It was warm. It was personal. It was relaxed. I think you managed really to get the personal touch, the look and feel that really supports what we want to do in the community. I think that I want to highlight that. And we go away with a very good feeling. And of course, I know you're waiting for this video and the gong that we are going to ring, and then we go and see where we go next. But I think, yeah, the bar kind of was risen again, and we're very happy that you took the responsibility and all the efforts to make that happen. So this brings me to my thanks, and of course I'm very grateful to the National Bank of Rwanda, to the governor, to the DG, to Monique, who brought the gong from Sochi back to Kigali. And I remember when she walked up, to the stage, it was another very moving moment when you will remember, some of you, when she had this thing in her hand and she said, well, we wanted to have this thing for a long time and finally we got it. Remember? Now you got it. And the good thing is you can now hand it over and you can be very pleased of what you have seen. Right. Let me really thank the BNR team, Françoise, Grace, Doreen, Lisa, Bob, Vanessa, Rita, Kevin, Moise, James, and so many others who have worked with us, And what I liked with this team, when we met on Sunday, I saw a team that was kind of very serious, and a bit tense. But then during the week, the smile became more and more obvious, and I think now we are all smiling, and I think we have seen a very good GPF because of your wonderful work. There was an AV team down at the back of Alpha and Digitech Studios with Alfred, and photographers, videographers, sound engineers, the KCC team, Sabrina and Emmanuel, Bruno from Rwanda Events, who also facilitated the ushers, drivers and the logistic support, the transfer team, the translators, speakers, moderators, and last but not least also our MC, Mrs. Barbara Umu Hosa, who we also thank very much. Of course, there's also an AFI team, which is led by Norbert, with an implementation responsibility from Eliki and all the rest of the team. We will see all of them later. So thank you very much also to my team. Who actually start working, okay, we have a flexi day maybe on Tuesday, start working on Wednesday on the next GPF, so that's what's going to be. Now, I would like to thank the board members for their support throughout the week and their presence, all the members who are here, who have made the effort, and we know it's a full week. We hope you can take home what you expected to take home. The partners, which are the funding partners, the private sector partners, our intellectual partners, institutional partners, and last but not least, our development partners. Yeah, Governor John, thank you very much. DG Lobner, thank you very much for all your support throughout the week. Thank you all. And yeah, I see you soon. And where I see you, we will see now. Thank you so much.
very happy to say to you that you are very welcome in Jordan. We are very happy in Jordan to receive you. We are honored. It's in fact a good opportunity for everybody to participate in Jordan in this event. This event is very important to us in Jordan. We are, since the beginning, very involved in the question of financial inclusion. Therefore, the next meeting of the Global Forum in 2020 is going to be held in our country. And we hope that everybody will join and everybody will enjoy and benefit. The meeting, the discussion, the brainstorming, the ideas, the interaction, and I hope the fun, the joy in our beautiful country. Again, I encourage you all to come and join us in Jordan in 2020. Thank you very much in advance, and I'm looking forward to see you.
With that said and done, I would like to invite the representative from the Central Bank of Jordan to come forward.
Well, thank you very much. Actually, I'm speechless. First of all, I'd like to thank our host, Your Excellency, Governor of the National Bank of Rwanda. Thank you, Executive Chairman, Ms. Lubna. Thank you, Mr. Alfred. And actually, I'd like to point out that it was a really special, GPF. And I'd like to say that I learned a lot from this GPF. We had the chance in the first day when we arrived to take, a small trip around, beginning from the memorial and downtown to the economic center as well, and looking at the journey that Rwanda has taken since mid-90s until now is very, very insightful, and I think it's a lesson for everyone inside this room. I'd like to thank you and Ms. Lubna for this GPF and all the previous GPFs, which raised the bar and make my life more challenging next year, in order to meet and host all of you. And I think it's a manifestation of our commitments towards financial inclusion. I wouldn't say it's the beginning. I think it's a long journey, and looking forward to serve our people actually in Jordan, particularly vulnerable groups. And as you mentioned, Mr. Alfred, FTPs is one of our main targets that we serve dearly, youth as well, women and everyone. And I remember actually I was having a talk with a friend 2 years ago regarding hosting GPF, and we said, we can wait for 2 more years. I mean, we launched our strategy in 2017, and we thought in 2020, we promised ourselves actually in 2020 to have the GPF in Jordan in order to implement the strategy and look forward. And please take this as a personal invitation to everybody in this room to come to Jordan and make us happy by your presence, and looking forward to see everyone in Jordan. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'd like to ask the representative to take a seat at the stage. With that said and done, I'm inviting the Honorable John Rwangomga to move towards the gong as we are concluding this ceremony. He will officially close our meeting with ringing the gong. And thereafter, he will hand the pay vote to the new host. like to invite Dr. Alfred to give us a few remarks.
We heard it's over again. Not more to say. I just would like to ask the National Bank of Rwanda organizing team to the stage, please. Yeah. If you don't remember whether you're on the team, I can read the names again. I have them there. So. Please. Thank you very much. And of course, one important person is missing. Thank you. And of course, I would also like to invite the AFI team to the stage. I was told it will be a bit full, but you should see who was here and helped us. Thank you.
فجأة لقيتها وكنت فاكرها عروسة البحر خارجة من المية وطلتها أقوى من السحر لما شفتها قلبي دق 3 دقات والطبلة دخلت لعبت جوا دماغي حاجات لما الرق دخل قلبي رق وحنيت طب هعمل ايه رحت انا غنيت امتى الحب طال قلبي ولا في الخيال عودك ده فيه يتقال موال ويا عيني يا سيدي على الايام لما تهادي قلوبنا غرام فجأة يهون كل اللي فات ولقيت جوايا خناقة كبيرة قامت على طول عقلي عقلني وقلبي يقول لي روح لا اقول ما خدتش ثواني وكان قلبي طالع كسبان رحت وقلت لها ان انا والهان امتى الحب طال قلبي ولا في الخيال حبك ده فيه يتقال موال ويا عيني يا سيدي على الايام لما تهادي قلوبنا غرام فجأة يهون كل اللي فات.
Round of applause one more time for the both teams and the exceptional work done. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2019 Global Policy Forum has successfully been concluded. It has been my great pleasure to facilitate this meeting. Thank you.
Sinabibura ngo